How you doing? My name's Roll, and they call me the Stair Guy. And I want to thank you for taking a moment or two to watch this video. I am offering a brand new series of woodworking DVDs with the emphasis on stair building. Go figure. Anyway, it's my intent to show you, the professional carpenter, some very powerful new ideas designed to help you become more efficient on the job site, literally by saving you time. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, better efficiency is always translated into more money in my pockets. And, you know, with today's uncertain economy, a business that strives to become more efficient ultimately will be successful as it's meandering through this downturn. Now, I don't want to forget about the hobbyist either, because I believe this DVD will open up some doors for you also. How? It'll help you take on more elaborate and more difficult projects. Are you interested? Well, keep watching. Great! You stuck with the video. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you 4 different jigs and what their uses are. Now, I've been building staircases for about 25 years, and over those years, I've developed a lot of different processes, a lot of different techniques, and a lot of different jigs to help me do my work. Now, most of those jigs, they only have like a one-time use for that particular job. Not so with the 4 that I'm going to show you. They've been with me for those 25 years, and I use them in all different types of applications. And that's what I'm going to share with you. Now, the first jig that I'm going to show you I call the groove, and what it does, it puts something called a pocket into a piece of wood, and housed within that pocket is a screw. Now, you use the screws to put together 2 pieces of wood like this. Traditionally, what you would have to do is take dowels and biscuits and glue, clamp that all together, and then you'd have to set it aside, wait till the glue's set up, pull the clamps off, and then your piece was ready to use. Well, not so with the pocket cutting system, because what you do is still use your biscuits and your dowels and your glue, and you have to still put it together, but instead of clamps, you use the screws. That makes this piece usable immediately so you can get on with your project. And that's where your time saving comes in. And a lot of cabinet shops also figured that out. This is what's known as a production pocket cutter. It goes into small to medium-sized shops, and it costs anywhere between $1,000 and $1,200. Now, you can get more elaborate units that'll cost you up to $3,000 and more. With that said, that's a pretty big expense for an individual to take on. And that's why I developed the groove. The groove doesn't cost you a dime. It only takes a little bit of your time to build. Another cool thing is this pocket cutter isn't near as versatile as what the groove is. This unit here takes flat stock that's anywhere between 5 and 7/8 of an inch thick, and that's all you can put the pocket into. With the groove, it doesn't care what size the piece of wood is or what shape it is, as evidenced with this dowel. I put a pocket into this dowel using the groove, which is pretty difficult considering this is a round piece. Now, the groove is only limited to your own imagination. I guarantee it. Coming up is jig 2, and that jig I call the extreme, which increases the capabilities of your miter box saw. This is how. Imagine if you had to cut moldings at this really steep angle. You see this? You got to go up this steep angle, and then it goes into a horizontal. And at the juncture where the horizontal meets the angle, that's where you have to put your miter. Bisecting regular miters is tough at best. But this is a 140-degree angle, which is difficult at any time. Let me show you something. What we have here is a regular 90-degree angle. Let's bring up these moldings. Like that. Bring it in. That's 140 degrees. Take a look at the difference. You know, over the years, I've seen carpenters try to cut angles like this freehand. They'll take their molding, stick it in their machine, bring it out to approximately where they think they might need it, hold on to it tight, start up the miter box, bring down the blade, and boom! the molding gets sucked into the machine and explodes. No good. With the Extreme, you don't have those issues because not only is it easy to use, accurate, but it's also safe. I don't use the Extreme to just cut radical angles like this. I also use it to cut regular miters because of its ease of use, its accuracy, and the fact that it's safe. You see, with the Extreme, I have a much better field of vision than I do when I cut miters in the regular fashion on a miter box. I'm going to show you how to build the Extreme, how to use it. I'm going to show you the tricks on how I bisect my moldings. And then I'm going to show you how to set up the miter box to cut those itsy bitsy tiny little moldings so they don't explode on you also. Up next is the number 3 jig, because if you've ever had to build a really difficult staircase, you are going to need something called the transfer transporter. And what it does, it'll take a skirt board like this and help you accurately mark and then cut where the tread goes and then where the riser goes. And it's for a style of staircase called open ends with nose returns, just like this one. Why do they call it that? Well, you can see the edge of the tread and the edge of the riser on the side of the staircase. And if you've ever had the opportunity of assembling a staircase like this, you'll know how difficult it is to line up the riser with the skirt board and cut them accurately. All it takes is one wrong move and you're back down to the lumberyard picking up another skirt board. With the transfer transporter, I virtually eliminate that from happening. Now you can use material like this. It's a MDF core skirt board with a veneer face, or you can use solid 3/4 inch skirt board and riser material. It makes no difference. You can also set it up to use a compound slide saw like this, or you can use a circular saw. However, you might want to use one that's a little bit smaller than this. Up next is the final jig, which I affectionately call the Easy Block. What does the Easy Block do? It helps you cut pieces like this. This is a rail piece called an up-easing or an easement. And what it does, it helps make transitions from your rake rail, which goes up the staircase, to something called a rail drop, which is a piece that connects your rake rail to your second floor rail. The easement also helps you connect your rake rail with a horizontal rail on, let's say, your main floor. That could be a volute like this, an opening cap, a turnout, or simply just a straight rail to continue on your main floor. Now the problem has always been cutting this irregular shaped piece in your miter box saw, because it never really sits properly in the bed. I've seen carpenters try to put blocks of wood behind it, somehow stabilize it, and they never quite get it right because, again, this block of wood being odd shaped, it doesn't sit properly in the bed of the miter box saw. That's all eliminated with the Easy Block, because the Easy Block will help you hold this easement in the miter box saw perfectly every time so you can get your square cuts, never an issue. With the Easy Block, it makes those cuts simple, accurate, and most importantly, safe. Thank you very much for watching my video. I truly appreciate it. Couple of parting thoughts. Number one, if you take just one of these ideas, one of these jigs, and use it in a practical application on the job site, the time that you're going to save is going to pay for the cost of this DVD, no doubt about it. And then it's going to produce dividends from there on out. Number two, check out the Stairguy website from time to time. I've got new videos coming out, new products, all designed to help you. So with that, get to work and get her done so that check clears. Thanks a lot again. My name's Roll and they call me the Stair Guy. See you on down the road.